Hey Trinity Yoyo Club, this is Drew Tetz of Duncan Crew USA, Team Chubby Love and Fist Salute, etc. I am very excited to be doing this interview for you. Thank you for sending in the questions. I was very stoked to read them and hope my replies are interesting. Alright, let's get started. When did I first start yo-yoing and why? I had a yo-yo during the 97-98 boom, but I didn't really get into tricks or anything until I was around 16. And a friend was like, hey, check out this video of extreme yo-yoing, and I was totally prepared for it to be the lamest thing ever. But then it ended up being Takeshi's Welcome to Naptown video on Sector Y, and I was like, yeah! And I've been totally hooked ever since. What do you like most about yo-yoing, and is there anything that you don't like? My favorite thing about yo-yoing is probably the endless creativity. It feels like every time that I pick up a yo-yo, I learn something new, and that feeling of progression never really gets old to me. I love yo-yoing with my friends, and I love coming up with goofy new tricks and games and all that kind of stuff, and some of the people I've met through yo-yoing have become some of my best friends in the world. I don't think there's really anything that I particularly dislike about yo-yoing. It's not very fun when you get a knot and like throw it directly into your face or your knees, but I don't really do that as much as I used to. I do think it's weird that it's such a male-dominated hobby, but there's been a lot of really awesome female players coming up lately, so hopefully that's on the way out. Let's see. You often play with old-style fixed axle yo-yos. What makes them fun compared to the modern style stuff that we've been learning? I think that the fun thing about fixed axle is that there's an extra level of challenge to it, so you have to think outside of the box a little bit. It's pretty tough to hit full-length string tricks on a butterfly, so you start revisiting old classics and, like seeing what you can do and figure out how you can do what you know in a different way. And, some of the old tricks are honestly a lot more fun than the new tricks, so I like that. After playing for a while, you figure out things that you might have missed on an unresponsive yo-yo, and it's just a totally different experience, really. Fixed axle definitely isn't for everybody, but I've been really stoked it's been making a comeback, and I personally think that responsive play really looks and feels a lot better. It's just really rewarding when you're, demonstrating to a non-yo-yo and you just get to pop it back right to the hand. That was my flyaway dismount without the yo-yo pantomime. What's it like being a part of the Duncan Crew, and what do you like about the yo-yo company? Duncan Crew is awesome. I am so proud to be part of a family with so many great players, but besides being just some of the best yo-yoers in the world, they're really some of my best friends. Everyone is really fun and interesting. I'm honored to call all of them my friends. We got like, Hank, Red, Whip, Paul Escalar, Koda, Semba, Takeshi, Buko. There's so many legends, and all of them are really just such cool people. I'm stoked on the company too, obviously. I genuinely do like their yo-yos more than pretty much any other yo-yo out there. And I definitely really like being part of the legacy of Duncan demonstrators also. I think that's a really cool, fun thing. The brand has a great history. The yo-yos are good. Like the Barracuda, Butterfly, and Prosy are genuinely my favorite yo-yos now. That's really all I want to yo-yo with. So, that doesn't hurt either. Let's see. What's your proudest yo-yoing achievement? Proudest achievement is kind of a tricky question because I'm not really much a competitor and I've never really won anything. But I'm proud to say that I'm a Duncan professional who's been able to teach kids and share my love of yo-yoing all around the country and a little bit around the world. It sounds kind of corny, but really riding around in a van and doing demos with Hank, Takeshi, and Jack is like some of the coolest times of my life, and I'm absolutely stoked on that. Also, I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm really hoping that I put out enough good content this year that I finally make it the Trick Innovator of the Year in the U.S. National Contest. Fingers crossed. Let's see. We've seen you on 365 yo-yo tricks, and how do you keep coming up with new moves? 365 yo-yo tricks was such a crazy, fun, awesome project. It really forces you to like stop fiddling with your moves and trying to get them perfect and just like get them out there into the world, which is good because it also like holds you accountable. Like, okay, I have to put a trick out every week. What do I have? Um, I definitely think that the best way to come up with new moves is to always be like experimenting and like not be afraid to like try new things out and not get hung up on something. So like having that sort of deadline and pressure like really encouraged me to like get stuff out, and I think a lot of my friends were like really stoked on my tricks. So yeah, that was awesome. Oh, I guess coming up with new moves. Like don't get hung up. Like show your stuff to all your friends. Try to come up with a new move together. Like it doesn't have to look like Yuki or Jensen or Gentry or any of those really awesome players. You can do something like totally weird and unique, and that could be the next big thing. So like yo-yoing is totally subjective. There's like not a wrong way to do it. It's like just have fun with it and be creative and see what you can do. Favorite trick or combo at the moment? I don't know. Probably one of these. That's the part where you like edit in like my normal yo-yo video stuff, or I guess just put me in doing this. That's cool too. Bury me to the sky. Bury me to the sky. Bury me to the sky. You'll find out for my time. Bury me upside down. Cherokee, kissing me when I'm on my way down. You'll find out for my time. Bury me upside down. Cherokee, kissing me when I'm going down. What string do I use? I usually just use stock poly string, but I really do like Fat Kitty string. That's good stuff. What makes yo-yoing a good hobby for young people? Oh man, yo-yoing is a great hobby for young people. It's fun, it's creative, it's challenging. You can carry it in your pocket, unlike say an electric guitar or a piano or you know a football, like other cool hobby stuff. It's cool because it's a social activity, but you don't like need a team to do it, so you can like do it by yourself, in your room, like when you're putting off homework or waiting for the bus or whatever. Anyways, I really like it. It's the kind of thing that pretty much anybody can learn, but the more time you put into it, the more that you get out of it, so that's cool. Have you been to many contests, and do you have a favorite? Contests are super fun. I encourage every yo-yer to at least go check it out and like see as many as you can. My favorite part of a contest is usually actually just like the people there and hanging out and like learning new tricks and goofing off. But there's definitely some events that like really raise the bar. In particular, I think that 44 Clash in Tokyo was just insane. Like the event, the venue, Tokyo is all amazing. And then Japanese yo-yo players are just totally on another level. It's amazing. Uh, do I have a favorite ever yo-yo? That's kind of a hard question. I like a lot for different reasons. Butterfly is the most timeless, of course. I have a green freehand zero that's probably my favorite specific yo-yo. The Barracuda is one of my favorite modern shape yo-yos, for sure. And yeah, like the Dark Magic, that's like not a Duncan, but I still really love that shape. And Andre was like my jam when I was starting out. So yeah, those are a couple. Yeah. Who are your favorite yo-yoers and why? This is a hard one to keep concise, so I actually made myself a list, and I'm just going to read that off here. I may still go on for way too long, but here we go. My favorite players are usually the ones who don't play like anybody else. So some examples of that are like Spencer Berry, Mikhail, Anthony Rojas, Justin Weber, Nate Sutter, Sid, Sterling Quinn, Jake Bullock, Guy Wright, and Ryota Ogi. Those guys are all amazing. And of course, Janos. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. He's my teammate. He's amazing. He might win the world contest, and I don't know how to pronounce his name. Sorry, Janos, Janos. I love you. I have to give some respect to the legends that have shaped the modern of. Blah, blah, blah. Got the. I have to give respect to some of the legends that have shaped the face of modern yo-yoing as well, which is like, Yuki, Hank, Shinji, John Ando, Raphael, Jason Lee, of course, Steve Brown, big one, Paul Escolar, Miguel, Koda, Semba, Maya, Terry, Kazuaki, pretty much all of Duncan Crew Japan, of course. Brian Figueroa, Augie, those guys are all amazing. We could name names all day. I love those guys. And then of course there's some of my very favorite yo-yoers, are just some of my favorite people to hang out with, like whether we're yo-yoing or not. And that's people like, Ed Haponic, Abe and John Bott, Seth Peterson, Takeshi, Tyler Severance, Brandon Jackson. All those guys fall under that category. And I also think it's important to shout out some of the young guns that are putting out amazing new stuff. That's like, Zach Gormley is amazing, Chuck Charles Haycock, my dude, Isaac Sams, Ryota Torgoe, and Gentry Stein. Those guys are all killing it. And yo-yoing is going to some exciting places. It's a really exciting time to be a yo-yoer. There's a lot of great tricks coming out. So, but I think that answers most of the questions. And thank you for having me aboard. And now I gotta go film some tricks. See you later. Keep throwing hand motions.